Hello planner friend and welcome to my March 2026 Plan With Me video. My name is Rox and today we will be setting up my bullet journal for March. For this month I chose baking, sweets, bakery theme. So there will be a lot of mainly sweet baked goods and I once again went with shades of pink. I wasn't really planning on making this theme, but I did want to make a bakery theme or baking theme for quite a while. I just didn't really know it's gonna happen this month. I've had this idea for the illustration that I'm making right now at the beginning of February, and it wouldn't leave my mind, so I put pencil to paper and made a sketch. That's what you saw when I started this setup, and since I had the sketch done in my bullet journal, I decided to make a theme around this, and this will be used as the cover page. You will notice as we go along that this month's setup has fewer spreads than usual, and since it's gonna take me a while to draw all of this for the cover page and then to color it in, I'll take some time to share and talk to you about why this is. So, long story short, while making this setup, I started to feel like I really didn't want to be doing it. I felt like I did need it. I made it late, it was already 7th of March, so I missed a full week of the month, and I felt like I needed my space for the to-do list, my trackers and so on. And I had the idea for the theme, and I knew a few stationery items that I wanted to use, so I had everything ready. But it was a Saturday night. I think I also started late, it was probably 11 p.m. or something like that, and I just really didn't want to do this. I just powered through because, as I was saying, I felt like I needed my setup for March, and I'm actually amazed at how well it turned out, given how little I was in the mood. But yeah, I've kind of been feeling like this regarding my art for the past few months. I'm not completely sure what's the reason. I have a few clues, but let me tell you a little backstory about my bullet journal journey. I started this hobby in January 2019, and right from the beginning I also started my Instagram account, Rox the Planaholic, where I was posting what I was doing in my bullet journal. At the time I was only drawing, so I was not using stickers or washes or other things. I was mainly drawing, and that helped me quite a lot in developing my skill. After a while, I started to dream about having a stationery business with my illustrations, and I did make that happen. I started in 2022, I think. I started my small business. It's a stationery shop that I just sell in the country where I live, in Romania. I sell different stationery items with my illustrations, mainly stickers and planners, but some items too. And I feel like that also added some pressure on my art, but somehow I do see it separate from my bullet journal hobby. So I went on with this in parallel as well. I didn't just switch to the small business side. And lately, I've been feeling kind of artistically burnt out, I guess. Probably Instagram's algorithm, the changes that have happened ever since I started, made me a bit disappointed. As I was saying, ever since I started bullet journaling, I was also posting on Instagram, and since 2019 there were a billion changes to the algorithm. Back then I think you could only post pictures. I'm not even sure about carousels. But then reels came up, and then the whole algorithm changed. There were paid promotions, and now what you mostly see is suggested content that other people liked or shared, and of course commercials. So it's a totally different environment. And since I started posting right from the beginning, I can't really separate the two things. My whole hobby is making this setup and posting it online. Yes, I do use my bullet journal. As I was saying, I powered through and made this because I needed it. But I'm a bit afraid of the idea of not posting it anymore. What if I just give up on it? I don't want to give up on it. And one more thing is that I feel overwhelmed of how much stationery I collected during these years. In the beginning, I was buying a few stickers or washi tapes here and there, but I wasn't really using them, so they were just gathering dust. When I noticed this, I decided to start using them, but that actually made it worse. Since I started using collages in my bullet journaling, I started buying even more stationery, and now it's hard to keep track of what I have and to actually use it all. I had a sticker set of, 60 different stickers, maybe more, and in this setup I used like 7. So what do I even do with the rest? You know what I mean? But yeah, this is overall what I'm going through mentally when it comes to bullet journaling. I hope this didn't really feel like my own monologue in a therapy session, because I decided to stop it when I realized that it might sound like that. Going back to the setup that I'm making, you already saw me setting up the cover page for which I drew that illustration that I had in mind. Then there was a calendar with some small to-do list for the 3 weeks remaining from March when I made this setup. What is currently happening on the screen is my weekly spreads. I made, again, just 3 weekly spreads because there were 3 weeks left of March. And once again, I used this lacy paper cutter on the edges. Basically, I did one layout with 3, I think they're called waterfall tabs, although maybe they're not quite that in my case. But on the edges, I used, again, as I was saying, that lacy paper cutter. And I decorated the edges in such a way that you could see the same decoration on the edge for all the 3 weeklies, but the actual places where I will write my to-do lists have a different pattern and different colors. It's quite a simple setup from my point of view. At least it feels like I've just set up one spread, not 3 different ones. So that's what makes it easy from my point of view, but also I do think it looks nice, so it's not too simple. And right now this is the final spread I'm setting up, which is for my trackers. As I talked about most of this video, I was not in the mood for doing too much, so I just made one spread for trackers. That will have my habit trackers and my routine trackers all in one. If you are following my videos, you know that I usually have a skincare routine tracker and a habit tracker page. Right now I've combined them and I'm using the layout for I'm using the layout that I usually do for the skincare routines. You will see in a moment what I'm talking about. And yeah, that's about it for this month. Basically, it's just 3 spreads: the cover and the calendar, the 3-in-1 weekly, and the habits. When I finished this, I was thinking that maybe I'll make something else, but definitely no. I really feel artistically exhausted, so this is it for March. And as usual, if you enjoyed the video, I invite you to click the like button and to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more bullet journal setup videos and also reading journal updates that I'm trying to post weekly. See you next time.